Welcome to Talk of the Town, folks. I'm Lauren Reel, and today we've got a great show coming up. We have three of our news partners joining us a little bit later on the program. We'll be talking with Wild, Wisconsin Business World, and Medicine Shop Pharmacy. But first, I have a very special guest. I have the soap nut lady with me, Peggy McClellan. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you on this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm super excited to learn about everything that you're doing. I mean, you've brought some great products with you, and this is just such a unique concept. And I want to know first, what is a soap berry or a soap nut?
A soap berry is actually the Sapindus mucorosi. It grows on trees in Nepal, and so it's the de-seeded fruit, essentially, and it has natural saponins in it, which is the soap. And if you see that bottle there,
Sure.
I have a few of them in there. Just give it a good shake like you were a washer.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's foaming and sudsing.
Yeah, it
just
makes
like
its
you'd expect a
own soap.
to.
Yep, it's great for HE machines because it's actually a surfactant and not a soap. So that's a great thing. Surrounds the dirt, takes it out in the wash, and
Sure.
it's all organic.
How amazing that there's such a natural way to clean, because I think a lot of people, they really want to feel that sudsy clean, but this gives them that exact same feeling. and
It
it's
does,
natural.
but it's not as much in the washer. You know, you're not going to see as much of that
Exactly.
suds, but it will clean the clothes cleaner than you've ever had them, and it's also very, it takes out odors. Very, very good for that. Like I have little hockey teams and football teams, and it gets out the
And if they can
odors.
clean that,
Absolutely.
that means it can clean anything.
Absolutely.
I believe it. So tell me a little more about different uses for the Soap Nut Lady products.
Well, I have a dishwasher pod, and all of the pods are contained in a non-GMO cornstarch. So essentially, you could eat every product that's on that table there, and the worst that would happen to you is you would be getting some poo pants because it's soap. So if you replace your Cascade and Jet Dry with the dishwasher pod and put white vinegar in place of the Jet Dry, you have no petrochemicals drying on your dishes or your glasses that you're going to be consuming with your food. And the petrochemicals have hormone-mimicking agents, and that's what we're trying to get away from.
Sure, because there's a lot of extra hormones going on in our diets, in the soaps that we're using, things like that, and I think people maybe aren't always thinking about that in something like a soap, but I like what you say on there. Maybe if you wouldn't put it in your mouth, why would you put it on your dishes?
Exactly.
I like that. I like that little line on there.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have our newest addition, which are our baby laundry pods. Nuts for baby laundry pods. These are guys next to the dishwasher. They have a little extra aloe vera in them, so it makes the baby's clothing a little softer. We have the 1 kilo bag that will do 330 loads of wash. That's essentially 8 cents a load, and you need no detergent or fabric softener. Your
8
clothes
cents a
are
load.
so soft.
So it's a one-step process too.
Exactly. And then we have the nuts for the laundry for the ladies who don't choose to use the nuts and would rather have the convenience of the pod. But again, the pods are all non-GMO.
And here's the laundry pod as well.
Yeah, that's the laundry pod as well. We also have a concentrated cleaner that's in the front there that
just
will
show
turn
this one,
into
everybody.
1 gallon, and it will clean the entire house.
And look at that. It's just such a nice, small, concentrated amount, and this will turn into a
Exactly,
gallon.
A gallon. And
That's
it does
amazing.
tile, glass, stainless wood. It's wonderful.
I like that you said that there's even some of these products that you can use right on your hair too. So many of them are very multi-purpose. Is that right?
Exactly. Our bar soap, I wash my hair with that, wash my body with that. My husband has a beard that has to pretty well be shaved twice a day. So as long as you're not using an electric razor, okay, we're good. It gives you a great shave, makes your skin soft, and your razor stays sharper longer just simply because it's oil-based. There's 7 essential oils in that soap bar, and it's glycerin, essentially. We don't use any lye to make our soap.
So all glycerin, so
Yeah,
but very
that's
smooth,
what it turns
very
into.
natural.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, if viewers want to learn more about this, because it sounds like there's so much to learn, not only about your products and their different uses, but just why this is so beneficial for both your body and the environment.
The big thing for me is I've been an acupuncturist for years, and so I've worked on doing things that have been natural and made my own soaps and whatnot, but this makes it so much easier. We need to free this earth of the petrochemicals. That is the biggest challenge. The petrochemicals are killing you as well as killing our earth, and we need to move forward to stop that. And these products you can clean yourself and your whole house with this simply.
Finding healthy solutions, healthy alternatives, and I just think being the first step in that process and taking that step is such a huge thing. And once we all start getting on board and moving towards, a healthier life for ourselves and the environment, it's a great place to start. And I think something that also folks don't always realize that they can substitute with something else. So this has been really enlightening, I think.
Oh, thank you so much. They kind of smell like vinegar in the nuts when you smell them, but after you wash your clothes, they smell like they've been dried in fresh air.
Oh, isn't that the best?
It
yeah, like
is.
that hang dry laundry
Yes.
smell.
And if you choose to have odors, you can, there's little muslin bags in the back of those, and you can put like maybe 8 drops of essential oil, like lavender oil for your
Sure,
sheets or
certainly.
orange for the towels. So you can give it a smell if you absolutely have to have one.
Well, that sounds fabulous. And last but not least, they are sold locally as well.
They are sold locally. We are in all Hy-Vees, and on Wednesdays they are 10% off. So charge right in there on a Wednesday and get the extra additional savings. We're also in Yahara, which is a food co-op down in Stoughton, and we are also up in Baraboo in the Granary. These are the local ones that we have in the area right now.
Absolutely, and you guys can all learn more as well on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This has been Peggy McClellan, the Soap Nut Lady. Thank you for joining us today on Talk of the
Thank
Town.
you so much for your time.
It was such a pleasure. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, everyone. We're joined now by one of our news partners. We have Irvin Carpenter and Jessica Edge from WILD, the Wisconsin Institute for Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia. And today we're going to be talking about your teacher training program. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to learning more. So can you kind of tell me what the concept behind the teacher training program is?
Well, the teacher training program we developed so we could take our scientific research-based intervention to school districts. So we can start training teachers on how to deliver an intervention that's successful and works well with K through 12 children. So
That's wonderful. You guys were just telling me about that you've traveled quite a ways, kind of all over the state to teach these teachers how to utilize this method and utilize the program. That's wonderful to hear. And also you guys just started a global, WILD Global, so you can start teaching teachers all over the U.S. Is that right?
that's correct.
I think that's really impressive, and I'm glad you guys are going to be able to spread your message that way. So let's talk a little bit about who can benefit the most from the teacher training program.
Really, any teacher at any grade level can. We do know that early intervention is key,
Yes.
Especially in avoiding some of the emotional issues that are associated with a learning disability. So if we can offer really good instruction right off the bat, we kind of circumvent all of those things.
Certainly, that really good preventative care and just kind
Yeah.
of getting it right away in their elementary years.
Yes, absolutely, but all the way up even to the collegiate level, because the problem doesn't go away. So there are still many people who live with it and could benefit
So
from
you're
it.
there every step of the way for them.
Yep.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Now, do you guys currently need any instructors at WILD?
You know, we do. Teachers can get training through us. If they work for us in the evening, 2 hours or 2 nights a week, we can actually do free training for them. Even if they come out of their school districts and they're not being trained by their school districts, we can train them. They can work for us for 2 years, 2 nights a week, and get this wonderful intervention and learn how to deliver it at their school.
And they get that really hands-on way of learning too, since they're actually there working with you guys, and then also
Yes.
getting the instruction and the training as well.
Yes,
Exactly.
and they have a 100-hour practicum that they have to go through, and we do the supervision through through that time period.
So those 2
they can-
hours count towards their 100-hour practicum. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great way to do it. That sounds like a wonderful way to learn.
Yeah.
So let's talk as well about how school districts are going to benefit from you guys doing this teacher training program.
Well, we have had a lot of success in the school districts that we've worked in. Oftentimes it starts kind of organically. We'll have a student that's a private client that's connecting at school, and then they see, wow, what is going on here? This is really cool.
Yeah, like the students showing a lot of improvement. They're really happy. They're
Exactly.
doing great at school.
Yeah, so that's kind of brought about quite a bit of teacher training opportunities for us in school districts.
That's
And
wonderful.
yeah, we have our evidence and results on our website if they want to check it out. So
Yeah, that sounds great. And you guys have a website and then Facebook as well, right, to
yes,
learn more.
correct.
So let's talk about how many different school districts that you guys have trained, and then how many students total have benefited from this training.
Well, we started 3 years ago at Cuba City School District, and from there we went to Pewaukee School District. Let's see, in the Cuba City School District we have 7 teachers trained. In the Pewaukee School District, 4, with another 4 to come in this next summer, and we're going to train them. And plus we're working in the Madison School District with a couple of teachers that we've been hired to go in and teach our methodology to.
That's fantastic. So just out of curiosity now, you said a lot of students will be a private student, and then they'll kind of, either the teachers will notice or other parents. So if folks are interested in having you guys come and do the teacher training program at their school district, do they just reach out to you then?
They can, yeah. We've had teachers reach out to us, but also whenever you can bring administration in on decisions like that, that's huge because there's a lot of ins and outs to try and make those decisions.
Just yesterday, for example, I had a distance learning interaction with the Plymouth School District where a parent was interested in having their child do it at school. And to my surprise, the Director of Pupil Services also sat in on that meeting. And as we talked through what we were going to do and how we do things, she asked me to send a proposal for teacher training.
Excellent.
So that's the way it kind of works.
Yeah, and I'm sure having the administration as well as the teachers on board and, you know, the kids and families, that is key, having that full circle there. And just last but not least, let's just say, how should interested parties contact you guys?
They can either call or check out our website. We do have forms you can fill out online.
Oh, sure. Perfect. That sounds great. Yeah. Well, it was great talking with you both today. I'm glad we got to learn more about Wild's teacher training program. Once again, this has been Irvin Carpenter and Jessica Edge from the Wisconsin Institute for Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia, one of our news partners. Thank you guys for joining us and telling us about what you have going on with this program. Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure as always. We'll be right back here with more Talk of the Town. Make sure to stay tuned. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We're joined by one of our news partners now, Steve Benchwall from Wisconsin Business World. Great to see you again.
Great to be here.
Yeah, wonderful to have you on as always. So, of course, Business World, but remind us again, what is Business World?
Sure, so Business World's a program for high school kids, and we offer our programs in 2 different ways. We have an overnight summer camp that's called Business World, where we get high school kids onto a college campus for 4 days and kind of put them through the paces of running a business. And we also have a program called Mini Business World, which is during the school year, and it's more of a business conference. It's just the length of 1 school day. Okay. And we take that program all around the state for high schools.
Oh, neat. So there's a couple different options. You can either do the kind of fully immersive version when you're over, you know, summer vacation at a college campus, or you can have kind of the one-day experience.
Absolutely.
Or both, maybe,
or both.
Right?
And we hope one leads to the other. We hope that you
certainly.
like your one day and you choose to sign up for the summer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You kind of give the kids an introduction and they decide, hey, let's do this for a week.
You got it.
That'd be awesome. So what about, you know, the new things coming up at Business World this year?
So one of the things that we're really excited about is for years and years we've done exclusively high school-aged programming. And what we've started doing now that's really cool is a middle school program. So it's very similar to what we do with the high school kids, but we kind of tailor it to the audience that we get. So if it's a 6th grade classroom, the messages are very similar, but it's a little bit different, because if you're 11, 12, your mind's kind of in a different place than if you're 16, 17,
Sure,
18,
certainly. So you kind of have to reach them in a little bit of a different way.
Yep.
Could you elaborate at all on what those differences are?
Sure. So it's kind of trying to get inside the mind of the kids we're working with and try to kind of help them connect the dots. So if we're working with high school kids, they're thinking about college or tech school or going into a trade program.
That next step.
The next step. So when we're talking with middle school kids, it's a little bit different. So maybe they're thinking about what's high school going to be like.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that middle school kids get really excited about is in high school, I get to pick my own classes. To a degree.
They get some autonomy and they get to either go into arts or a culinary class or a business class and choose clubs or organizations to be in.
Yep, so when we get them in middle school, a lot of it is, what do you like to do? What are you good at? What are your skills and talents? And then start trying to connect those with classes you can take or summer camps like Business World that you can go to. So kind of trying to get them excited about their future and help them, like I said, kind of connect the dots about what's next.
Yeah, because that's kind of the age where they're starting to realize, like, hey, I really like this, or I've got a connection with this, or I have, you know, some really standout skills in this area, and you're kind of helping them hone in on that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So something I really want to know are, like, what are some business ideas that these kids have come up with? I'm sure they're very creative.
Yeah, so part of the day is we talk about your future and what are you going to be doing in a couple of years and how do you get ready. But the project that they have is to start a business. And if you've ever seen the TV show Shark Tank, it's kind of like that, but with high school kids.
Right.
So they come up with a business idea, they get really excited about it, and they kind of pitch it to the room, and we vote on what the best ideas are, and it's really fun.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah, so some of the cool ideas, and it's neat to see because it's very reflective of the kids' life experiences. So I'll go up north into the North Woods, and I'll work with kids in more of a rural school. And those kids are very active, outdoorsy. So the products, one of the products was, so if my parents let me go out into the woods, they're worried about me being safe. So it was a coat that had built-in GPS.
No
so
kidding.
my parents can find me, I can stay safe. I'll work with kids down here in the Dane County, Madison area, and they're all about their phones and their gadgets. So one of the ideas was a backpack that when you go to bed at night, you would plug it into the wall. And then during the day at school the next day, it's a charging station for your phone or your tablet or your laptop.
So it's kind of a portable charging place and power source.
Yep.
That is so cool, and I really like how you pointed out that like where these kids have grown up and what their life experiences have been so far are definitely showcased in what they're kind of coming up with. Because I'm sure a lot of it's based off like, hey, what would be cool for me to have right now in my life, in my daily activities?
What's a problem that I can solve?
That you can solve, and that's kind of what every business is ultimately, is finding a great solution to a problem. So their minds are working really, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very creative, very creative. So what are you kind of hoping that students can take away from their day at Business World?
So the main thing is we hope that they just have fun. They're going to get exposed to a lot of different concepts and ideas, maybe some stuff they haven't really heard of. We just hope that they have fun so that it leaves a positive impression on them.
Absolutely.
That, next time an opportunity comes up where a teacher or your boss says, hey, would you like to go to this session, this conference, this development program, that they jump at it, that they tried something new, they had fun.
And they associate it with this great memory of what they did at Business World.
That's right, and with Business World. And we also hope that, kind of like I mentioned earlier, kind of connecting the dots. So a great takeaway would be finding something that you can do after Business World to further your interests. So if something we learned today kind of got you going, what are you going to do afterwards? What are those next steps? And working with your teachers and your parents and
how to keep fostering what you began learning.
What you began learning. Yep.
And I think we've got all your contact information down below at the screen.
Yeah.
We've got your Facebook, you've got a website, people can call, so there's lots of different ways for viewers to get more information about Business World,
Check us out on social media.
That sounds fantastic.
Cool.
Well, thanks again, Steve. Great having you on today. Once again, Steve's our news partner from Wisconsin Business World. And again, great seeing you today.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll be right back here with more Talk of the Town. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. For our last guest of the day, we'll be having another one of our news partners joining us. This is Eric Hewitt, PharmD from Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Monona. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you on again.
Thanks for having me back.
So today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a hot topic that's very pertinent right now for folks, Medicare Part D open enrollment. Yep. Can you just kind of start off by giving us an overview of what it is?
Sure. Obviously, when people turn 65, they become eligible for Medicare. Some people with disability and things like that are eligible earlier, but for the vast majority of people, 65 years of age, you have Medicare A, which pays for hospital and nursing home. Part B that covers doctor's visits and things like that.
Sure.
And then Part D, which what we're talking about today, is kind of something that I deal with more often, and that is the prescription drug benefit that goes along with Medicare.
Okay, so there's a couple different components there.
Exactly. So the D covers their prescription meds when they come into the pharmacy.
Now, is there kind of an open enrollment period for folks to get involved in this?
Yep, for the vast majority of people, unless there's a special circumstance, you can enroll in a new plan every year. And there's an open enrollment period that started actually on October 15th, so a few days ago.
Again, yeah, very relevant right now.
And it goes through December 7th. And so during that time, people are able to review the plans for the upcoming year for 2016 now, and they'll be able to see what plan might be best for them in the upcoming year to change after the first.
So as you're kind of researching these plans and going through which option to select for Medicare Part D, what information or details should you gather beforehand while you're doing that research?
Yeah, and first and foremost is the number of the medications that you're on.
Exactly.
Excuse me. You want to know what doses you're on, what quantities you're on, whether or not you get them at a retail pharmacy or a mail order pharmacy. So having that list is great. Also, whether or not you've received any letter from Social Security or some other agency that says that you would qualify for extra help, meaning that your copays would be reduced if you have that information.
Oh, sure, yeah, because I'm sure what option you select depends very much on the medications that you're on, the options that you've been sent via the mail, things like that. So definitely some good information to gather. And I mean, as well as that, I'm sure that there's a lot of different outlets to get information. But what might be the best place to get an unbiased information?
I would definitely go away from the stuff that you're getting mailed, from the companies or cold calls that you're getting from the companies directly. They're going to get money for every person that they have signed up onto their plan.
Right, so they're not the best place to hear it from.
Not the best. Pharmacies can give you unbiased information. If your pharmacy does do that, they cannot steer you or direct you towards one plan or another. But they can give you an overall plan and say, based on your medications, here's the way the plans shake out, and here's what's available. Because for us, it doesn't really matter a whole lot.
What they select. You just want to make sure that they're happy and healthy and being cared for in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
And nobody knows, their medications better than their pharmacists, and what they're doing, what they're taking on a daily basis. So I think having you as a resource is a wonderful thing for people that are looking into, getting a Medicare Part D plan. So you said that there's a yearly open enrollment period and there's renewals yearly. So is that how often somebody should look into these plans?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, so every year.
It's a lot of work. It's not, something that you just do kind of on a whim. It is something you have to look at every year. The plans change every year. Sometimes plans come into the marketplace. Sometimes they drop out. A lot of times their premiums change, their coverage change. So it is something that you have to look at year after year to make sure that you're continually on the best plan for your
coverage needs and your medications may change as well over the course of a year. So always good to kind of be checking and making sure that what you're on is still what makes the most sense for you.
And I tell people that all the time. I say this is going to be the best plan for you right now based on what you're on right now. Things may change, you may have medications come and go, and that may also affect it. You're absolutely
right. So you got to set a little bit of a mental reminder for yourself, but in the long run, it's going to be what's best for you, and it's going to make most sense if you keep checking in year after year.
Yes.
So kind of last but not least, we just have a little bit more time. Are there any other things that a patient should know about Medicare Part D and their prescription coverage?
Yeah, and I think, I have talks about with this about, to patients all the time when they come in. A lot of husbands and wives, have this kind of thought in their mind that they should be on the same plan because they're going to get a multi-policy discount or more than one.
Some sort of joint coverage bonus or whatever it may be.
Exactly, and that's really not the case with this. It's really individual, and the same thing goes for if you have a Medicare supplement plan through a local company. They very well may have a Part D plan that goes along with it, but staying with that company for the Part D plan may not be the best thing. So couples may have separate policies, and you may also have a separate policy from what your Medicare supplement is if you're going to go the route of getting the best coverage at the best price for you.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I can definitely understand why a lot of folks think that that's what it is, but they should, just do a little extra research and they might find there's something even better for them out there that suits their needs. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely a great topic. I'm glad we got to start touching on this a little bit today. Once again, this has been Eric Hewitt, PharmD from Medicine Shop Pharmacy over in Monona. Thank you so much for coming on and enlightening us about this. This has been a great topic to discuss today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of Talk of the Town, and thank you for all of our guests joining us today. Stay tuned, and we'll be back next time right here on CW 57.